Okay, I'm doing some powder charging for the 4570 and I'll be able to see some projectiles. This will be loading ammo up in preparation for going out and testing it on the steel gong. The old cheap lead dispenser does a good enough job for this. Just have to be consistent with sort of how many times you give it a bump, how hard you work the lever, the speed that you work the lever out. Powder charging like this goes pretty quick. The only thing I'm really missing here is the chair. I don't really have room to fit a chair in where I am. These loads I have to keep below 1500 feet a second to use them at the range. So this is a 350 grain cast load at just below 1500 feet a second. I'm actually going to check one of these on the powder scale I've got set up here just to make sure it's still throwing accurate to what I had it set to. Yes it is. I'll just want to step around my camera setup here, which I've improved since the last video I made. I now have a light for the camera, which makes the lighting a lot better. I wish I could throw all my powder charges this fast. It'd make reloading a lot faster. It's just no matter which powder I've tested, it just doesn't seem to have the consistency to throw within, well, pretty much exact for my purposes. I don't want 0.1 of a grain variance, I want it to be on exactly when I'm reloading precision rifle ammo. And the one thing about that is the pressure on the powder coming down from the hopper, so I'm going to top this up a bit. That's heaps to do what we've still got to do. But the more consistent the pressure, the better, yeah, consistency is with these powder throwers. I have my seating die set up over there, and once I'm finished these last few cases, I'll move the camera around so I'm not tripping over it with these cases trying to get around there, and then I'll set it up to film the seating process. It should go fairly quick with these two. Okay, that's that done. I'll see you in a minute over at the seating press. Okay, we're back at the seating station. I think I'm just going to switch this around so that the projectiles are down at that level and the cases are up at this level. And then I'll just, there's less chance of knocking the case over, trying to manoeuvre it around the camera setup that I've got going here. Okay, let's get going. Get that in there. Projectile on top. Press firm for crimp. And there we have one done. 45-70 round. And these are a Hawkesbury River 350 grain round nose flat point target hawk projectile. He's got a pretty firm crimp on them because they're to go in a Marlin 1895 lever action. Nothing fancy with these. They've got heaps of room in the case for the powder, so there's no need to let the powder get used to the compression upon seating. Basically just pump these out as quick as you can, which is a little bit more complicated because, like I said, I'm trying to work around this camera and not knock it over in the process. It's incredibly fun to shoot this thing, especially with these downloaded loads. It's not really punishing at all. It's pretty much like shooting a lightweight 243 hunting rifle. Anything like a, if you've ever shot a Tikka T3 light in any of the like 243, 260, it's pretty much like that. In fact, I'd be willing to bet it's way less recoil on a 308. The only time I had trouble with it was when I was sighting it in at the range and I was on rests, and I sort of got myself caught between basically the stock and the concrete bench, and it sort of pinched me under recoil. That's the only time it ever hurt me. Other than that, it's pretty much just a sort of medium speed push, really. In fact, you'd expect way more. I was expecting way more recoil the first time I fired it than what it got. Even with the downloaded loads that I'm using here, I was expecting way more recoil than I got. These are a fairly light projectile. The 45-70, 350 grains is on the lighter end of the load, especially for cast projectiles. You can get right up to 500 plus grain projectiles this thing. But no real need. Mainly just be using this as a plinking gun for fun, plus whenever I'm walking sort of water courses looking for pigs at sort of inside 100 yards ranges, that's what I'll be using this for. Nice fast gun. Pretty sure it has carries 4 in the tube, 1 in the chamber. Just so you can make short work of piggies. Even these low speed cast loads, although I do have a different powder here that I can bump the speeds up significantly, but I don't really want to if I can avoid it, because I don't want to have to go to the extra effort of cleaning the lead out of the barrel. If you keep these, I think Hawkesbury River said the coating on these projectiles is rated to, I think they said it was 1700 feet per second. It might have been 2000 feet per second. It'll hold up to that. So if you keep it under that, then you shouldn't really be leading your barrel up. You can just clean it as per normal, which it cleans up pretty easy. Because you're only, with this load, you're only burning 30 grains of powder, I think it is. 30 grains of powder behind a 350 grain cast projectile. Very fun gun to shoot. In the past I used to have a 44 Magnum Marlin lever action as well. It was pretty much the same. Real fun little gun, but I think it held a bit more ammo in the tube, because they're about half the size of these 45-70s. And it had a full length tube, whereas this 45-70 it doesn't have the full length tube. I wish it did. Pretty much the same as the 44 Magnum, just with a little bit more diameter to the projectile and quite a bit more oomph when it hits something. I did use the 44 Magnum when I had it on goats. It might have been the projectile choice that I was using. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was a Sierra jacketed hollow cavity, 240 grains or something. I remember shooting a goat at pretty close range in the head, and it never exited the head. I couldn't actually believe that it never exited the head. Which, when I went to get another lever action, is why I bumped the caliber up a bit. I did like the 44, and it was pretty economical to reload as well. Even more economical than this, because you're using way less powder. Projectiles are a little bit cheaper for it. Brass, I think, was cheaper. Can't really remember. It's going back quite a few years that I had the 44. And if it didn't perform the way I wanted it to on goats, it wasn't going to the way I wanted it to on pigs. That's for sure. Pigs have got a bit more zest for life, and they get quite angry if you piss them off. As you'd know if you've ever hunted pigs. It's good to have something that will stop them quite literally in their little hoof prints. Whether I have to load this particular projectile up to a higher speed, I don't know yet. It's hard cast lead, so it'll be non-expanding. It will make a massive friggin' hole, pretty much end to end through a pig, hopefully. So if he is running straight at me, I should be able to put a hole in his face and out his ass. Hard cast lead will also be good taking shoulder shots on pigs. Basically break their shoulders, both shoulders, if you can get them broadside. Remember, there's no organs behind the shoulder on a pig or behind the leg. Everything's in line with the leg or further forward in the chest cavity. So if you're shooting your traditional goat / deer heart lung shot, you're pretty much missing everything. You want to break the leg or the shoulder, go through the organs and out the other shoulder. And that gives you a bonus of him not being able to chase you because he's missing 2 legs. I pretty much use that same aiming point on everything, that way it doesn't run off. You don't have to hit it multiple times, as I've seen with goats. If you're using a large enough caliber, like when I was using the 270 Winchester short Magnum, close range shots within 40 yards using 130 grain SSTs on a broadside shoulder shot. I'd often suck parts of the onside shoulder through the exit wound of the offside shoulder. All those bone fragments create more wound channels through the lungs, regardless of what the projectile caused on its way through as well. Close range shots like that, they never move. I've never had one live more than literally 2 seconds after the impact. They're dead by the time you get to them. They never go anywhere. It's just how you want it, especially culling goats, any animal like that. If you're culling them, you don't want to have to put multiple shots into the same animal. It makes it too inefficient. You want to be able to hit one animal and move straight on to the next. If it's not incapacitated, then obviously keep hitting it until it's dead. But that, again, just leads to inefficiency. You want to use something that's powerful enough that causes instant coma and death. That way you can move to the next target straight away and get more shots off before the herd moves out of sight, past a fence line onto a property that you're not allowed to engage them on. Almost done. 2 more cases to go. Still getting a good crimp. I do have another type of projectile as well. It's the same, pretty much the same projectile. They look identical, just a different coloured coating on them. In fact, I believe the other company bought this company out. It might have been the other way around. And they basically just use their moulds to cast their projectiles, continue selling them under that note. Okay, that was, what was it, total of 49 I think, because I think I took 1 case out of that lot of 50 to use as my trim to length case. When I set it up, I can basically just chuck that case in the trimmer, push the cutter up against it, lock it all down, and it's good to go for the next trimming session. Okay, but that's that done for the night. I'm going to pack all this up and get back up inside and edit this up. Hopefully chuck it up on the internet tonight. See ya.